Imagine a man, a swastika tattooed on his face. The judge across from him reads his death sentence, and he smiles. Doesn't it strike you as strange that his name is Wade Wilson, the same as Deadpool's real name? But forget the costume. Forget the jokes. In this story, there are no heroes. There's only one question, and you're going to answer it by the end of this video. Was this man insane, or was he just evil? In the moment you think you already know the answer, I'm going to tell you something that changes it. Get ready. Before we get to the night that made him famous, you need to see where he came from. Because this isn't a story about a man who snapped. This is a story about a decade of warnings nobody stopped. Wade Stephen Wilson was born in 1994 to teenage parents who couldn't keep him. He was adopted almost immediately, raised by a family in Cape Coral, Florida. On paper, a second chance. In reality, the cracks showed early school suspensions, aggression, drugs. Before he was even a teenager, by 2012, he wasn't a troubled kid anymore. He was a criminal record. Burglary, grand theft, weapons charges, and then in Arlington, something darker. A woman accused him of rape and kidnapping in Tallahassee. He denied it. A jury acquitted him. Here's where I need you to pay attention, because this is the pattern that repeats through Wilson's entire life. Accusation, denial, and somehow he walks. 2019. A former girlfriend tells police he choked her, raped her, kidnapped her. Investigators don't run the DNA test. They don't pursue it. A no-contact order is issued, and that's it. Just months later, he's arrested again, this time for battery. Out again? By October of 2019, Wade Wilson had already shown, on paper, exactly what he was capable of. Nobody connected the dots. And that failure is what let him walk into a bar in Cape Coral on October 7th, a free man. Christine Melton, 35, is at the table with a friend. The man who sits down next to her doesn't set off a single alarm bell. No tattoos yet. No warning signs. Just a charming man with a quiet, confident smile. That smile was the only weapon Wilson carried that night. The night ends. Christine invites him home. It's the last decision she'll ever make. While she sleeps, his hands find her throat. No fight, no argument, just a switch flipping. He leaves her there and walks out with her car keys. He doesn't call for help. He doesn't try to save her. He just leaves. Now, if this were a normal murder story, it would end here. It doesn't. Wilson's night was just getting started. He drives to his ex-girlfriend's house in Christine's stolen car. She gets away, calls the police. Wilson has no idea. He keeps driving, and then he sees her, Diane Ruiz, 43, a mother of two, walking to work. Her only mistake was being on that road at that hour. Wilson pulls up, asks for directions, calm, polite. She gets in. The door is locked. Here's a term you're about to learn, because this case is the kind that ends up in criminology textbooks. Opportunistic violence. No plan, no target. Just an open door. And a monster who happened to be driving past it. He strangles her. She's still breathing. And what he does next is something even the prosecutors reading the case file had to stop and reread. He throws her from the moving car and runs over her body. Not once. I'm going to read you his exact words, because you need to hear them the way the jury did. He said he ran over Diane until she was flat, like a leaf. Remember that sentence? Because the man who said it will be smiling in court a few years from now. His arrest came fast, less than a day. And here's the twist nobody saw coming. It wasn't a detective who cracked the case. It was his own father. Wilson called him. "Dad," he said, "I've become a monster." And then, with no shake in his voice, no hesitation, he described both murders like he was recapping a weekend. His father hung up and called the police himself. Detectives asked him why. His answer was one sentence. "I just felt like killing." And of course, the internet did what the internet does. Women started writing him letters. Some said they'd fallen in love with him. As if sharing a name with a Marvel character wasn't enough, This man ended up with an actual fan club. Sometimes humanity is the strangest supporting character in its own story. In prison, he didn't sit still. He rebuilt his own face. Swastikas, hate symbols, one tattoo at a time. So that every time he looked in a mirror, he'd see exactly what he'd done. By the time he walked into court in 2024, the ordinary man from 2019 was gone. What stood there instead was a monster he'd built with his own hands. June 2024. The courtroom is packed. Wilson is joking with his lawyers, while the victim's family speak through tears. The defense argues drugs, mental illness. The prosecution argues something colder. This was calculated, and this was brutal. The jury doesn't take long. June 12th. Guilty on all counts. August. 2 death sentences. Even as the verdict is read, that smile doesn't move, like death row is a reward, not a punishment. Right now, in Arding Orleans, Wade Wilson is sitting on death row at Florida's Union Correctional Institution, waiting. What's left behind? 2 families that will never be whole again, and a case file that will never really close. So here's the question I promised you, the one we'll ask in every file in this series. Was that cold-bloodedness in the courtroom a real break from reality, or was it just evil, with no excuse at all? Write your answer in the comments. I'll read them. If you want more files like this one, subscribe. I'll see you in the next case.